Okay, the next file that we're going to look at is the AutoCAD line weights file that's been provided for you. So you're going to take that resource wherever you saved it on your computer and go ahead and open up that file by double clicking. So a list of instructions have been provided on each of the paper spaces so that you know how to do this, but if this helps you a little bit further without reading through the instructions, if you're less familiar with CAD, there it is. So this is probably your go-to spot. Basically what this file is it takes the CTV file that you've been provided and just load it into your AutoCAD and interprets it for you so that you know what colors in AutoCAD show up in black and white whenever you plot, how it will interpret each of those colors, and what it'll look like once it actually plots into a PDF. So this is a really important document, and it takes a while to get used to what those colors are, what they're set to. So this is a nice reference to have, whether it be digitally or printed physically. Both are effective resources. So basically all you have to do is go to one of your paper spaces. Like I said, this is probably sufficient to just do this condensed version. And you're going to type in plot. And part of your instructions tell you to load your CTB file, your plot style. If you followed the previous video, then you should be good to go. If not, go find it. So here, LARC 235, 835, you need to have this plot style in here in order for this to be purposeful and work. Everything else should be set good to go as long as you haven't changed it since you've downloaded it. And after that, you just say, okay. Find a spot on your computer to load this. So we'll just put it in here. So we'll say save as a PDF. And it's going to open up. So if you make sure that whenever this opens, make sure that you view it in your Adobe reader and not through the Internet Explorer version. So if you are looking at it through Internet or Chrome, it will not appear as the actual line weights. The resolution is different. So it's something where you go to your file and you're going to right click on your file and you're going to say open with Adobe Acrobat. So if you don't already have your Adobe licenses and stuff set up through the school, I definitely suggest having some type of PDF reader from Adobe, whether the free one or the one that's provided by the school, so that you can properly view these. It does make a difference, especially in large documents. So what I like to do is view these at 100%, so it prints true to scale. So if you look, these were all some type of color, and they were all a thin line. See, there's no variance in the line type in terms of width. But if you look at this chart, we've provided how wide this line will appear in real life and also its transparency. So the different shades of gray that it'll appear. So you'll learn the different types of hierarchy for different things, such as paving and built objects might be darker or thicker. A building will be thicker than pavement, but they will be the same amount of black, 100% black, versus hatches or vegetation might show up with some transparency and be a shade of gray and be a much thinner line. So how you know what that red might look like versus cyan, if you check out this guy, cyan is now showing up as a much thicker line comparatively to red, but they're both 100% black. So a lot of the time, cyan is used for buildings with this plot style. And then yellow is typically for pavement, and you'll see that in another one of your reference files, and we'll go over that further. But this is just a really good reference. It also helps to print it out as well. And if you see these lines also are accompanied by a number, the first 7 numbers are your typical colors that are provided in AutoCAD. So anytime you go to assign something with a color, these guys here are all assigned with single digits. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and so on. If you don't know the number, you can have the option to say more colors, and you just type in the number. So if you don't remember that red is number 1, just look at either one, or whatever you do remember, you can type in the number or you can click on it. But the harder ones to remember are the different varying levels. So this is why this chart is really valuable. So you can look at it and go, okay, I know it needs to look like this, so I'm just going to type in 14. I type in 14, and it's this color. And so you don't necessarily have to memorize anything, just reference this chart. You can also print this, and it's a great resource to have next to you on your computer while you're drafting. And you'll assign all of these colors. You'll want to do that in your layers property.